Hey everyone, it's Jason, and are you going to Royal Caribbean's Coco Cay and looking to get away from the crowds by doing the beach club? We recently got back from the beach club, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on the amenities, the food, and was it worth the price, and would we do it again? So let's talk about the amenities, and we'll talk some tips and tricks. So the first thing that I'm going to tell you is if you want some of the best seating, the ones right by the pool area, or you want to be up front by the ocean, make sure to get off the ship as soon as possible. Obviously, if you have a cabana, you don't have to worry about that. You can get there at any time, but there is no reserved seating or you don't, make any reservations there. So we got off the ship 8 a.m., one of the first 50 people off the ship. There's two ways of doing it. At the end of the pier, you can go right, get on a tram, take it over to the beach club, or you can walk through by the pool. We took the tram, took 5 minutes to get over there. Now, when you enter the beach club, you do feel like it is an elevated area. It does feel upscale. It is absolutely gorgeous. The manicuring of all the tropical plants was gorgeous. And I love coconut trees. I've mentioned that before. And they're beautiful coconut trees. So when we walked in, we were offered either an alcoholic or non-alcoholic drink. So that was something different. I don't drink at 8 o'clock in the morning, but hey, that was a cool thing that they did offer you. Now, they showed us to the seats, and we were obviously the first ones there, so we had the pick of anywhere we wanted to sit. Now, Lori was like, let's sit right next to the bar because there's more shading from the bar area, and I was like, no, it'll get loud. I don't want to be next to it. And of course I was wrong. That area right next to the bar area never got loud. There was never anybody there. In fact, there was such great service. They were just running drinks to people, the wait staff there and the crew. You didn't have to worry about that. The bartender was great, so would have probably have sat next to there because the shade was better. But you do get these big, huge umbrellas on those chairs. So it's like a double chair, double lounge chairs. And then we actually had chairs in front of it that sat in the water. Now, those are not necessarily for you only. So other people are going to use them. Most people went, hey, do you mind? And we're like, absolutely not. Knock yourself out. So when we were there was only 110 people. I had talked to the manager. He says they can do about 200 people, but they only had 110 people that day. So it felt really, really quiet on the day we were there. One other thing that I will tell you is a couple other tips here is you do not have to bring your own towels. You can get towels as needed. So if you get out of the pool, you get your towel wet and you want to change it out for a dry one, you just knock yourself out there. The bathrooms are super clean. I really liked that they had clean bathrooms. You can change in there. There is no showers. The showers are outside. You can shower, then walk in and change your clothes, do whatever you need to do. But they are super clean. Just the whole entire atmosphere there really feels elevated, really feels tropical. You do feel like you're in a tropical paradise there. Now, one thing I will say is if you're thinking about booking a beach bungalow, there is a beach bungalow off to the right. And I'll show it here, right here. It was 100% cool because it was like built into the trees, and that would be the one I would personally pick just because it was so quiet. I didn't even know it was there. Now, here's another tip. If you're there and it's a slow day, you can go talk to the manager. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. The day we were there, I said, hey, I noticed there's a lot of the cabanas that are not used. And he goes, would you like to upgrade? He goes, let me know. Go talk to your wife. And if you want to upgrade, we'll work something out. So I have no idea. I didn't want to upgrade. I didn't even want to be tempted by it, because I would have loved to have one of those over the water ones or even that beach one that I had mentioned. So that is something that is interesting. So keep that in mind also. So those are just some tips there at the beach club. You're going to 100% love it. It is a very relaxing, very upscale feel at the Coco Beach Club. So let's talk about the food, and I understand food is subjective. But one thing I want to make sure you understand is if you want a big breakfast with eggs and bacon, and that's something that you want, make sure to do that on the ship. Because when you get to the beach club, if you get there early, they don't have any of that. They'll have some pastries, croissants, and coffee. That's all you're going to get. So after we were seated and we picked where we wanted to sit, I walked back over and I made my reservations for 11:30 a.m. for lunch. And I thought we would be sitting in this like restaurant area. It had a thatched hut. I thought that's where we would sit, but they have another area and it's closer to the beach and has beautiful views. And that's actually where they put us. They have about 8 tables there, maybe 8 to 10 tables, and they have an umbrella and stuff, so you have shade. And they brought out ceviche and a vegetable platter and something to dip it in for our appetizers. And then for our main courses, Lori had lobster and I had surf and turf. I had a filet and lobster. It was really cool to have an incredible meal by the ocean. It was a beautiful setting. Now, the wait staff there, like the whole entire beach club, was outstanding. Anything you needed, they would make sure to get it for you. So I really appreciated that. The other thing I wanted to mention, and I didn't mention before, is if you have a diamond status and above, or if you have a drink package, it does work at the beach club. So keep that in mind. So the only thing negative about the food is, and I wish Royal Caribbean would look at this, is if you get there at 8 a.m. and let's say you have maybe a croissant or something, until you eat lunch, there is nothing to snack on. And then after lunch, there's nothing to snack on. You don't have any nuts or crackers or any kind of spread of fruit or anything like that. So that's a little disappointing that they don't have something. So if you really want to eat something somewhere, you have to leave and go to South Beach and go to one of the free areas to get some extra food. That's the only thing that I think is something they need to look at. Maybe just some grab and go items, some, even some energy bars or fruit bars, something like that, and some snacks would be nice. So before I get to what we paid, I would ask that you like this video, as it does help the channel grow. Also, our new subscriber goal is 120,000 by the end of the year. If you could help me reach that, I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks so much. So what did we pay? Did I think it was worth it? And would we do it again? So we paid $262 for the two of us. I did think it was worth it. It was an enjoyable experience. The service was amazing. I love that there was only like 110 people there. I don't know how it would have felt with almost double the amount. Probably would have still felt really good because there was empty seats all over. Now, would we do it again? And I probably wouldn't. I know this sounds a little odd. I just said we had an amazing time. It was very enjoyable. But remember, we had to get off the ship first thing to get the best seats. So if we were getting off the ship at 8 a.m., you had the pick of any seats basically on the island. We were one of the first 50 people off the ship. So we could have gone over to the South Beach area, had amazing seats. I checked it around 10:30 in the morning, and it was still very quiet over there. Food's included. There was no lines over there. It was great. So that might be something that I would do as an alternative to the beach club. And then once it starts getting busy, I checked it around noon, and it was getting busier at South Beach. So you could be there 3.5, 4 hours at the beach and then decide to go back to the ship and have a really nice morning before it really gets hot and enjoy the beach that is included in your cruise fare. So that would be probably what we would do and would be my recommendation if you're looking for an alternative to the beach club and being a little quieter. So have you done the beach club, and what were your thoughts on it? Did you agree with any of these or disagree? Please let me know in the comments. So I thank you so much for watching once again. The support has been amazing. And until I talk to you next week, happy cruising.